Hello there. Welcome to my show, COVID-19 Update by Heerak. This is Sunday, um, August 30th, 2020. Summer is slowly coming to an end. Well, I mean, it's going to be warm until like what, end of September. Um, the beaches are closing in like a week. Hopefully you had fun at the beach over the weekend because you only have a week left if you're in Washington, D.C., Virginia, Maryland area. Yeah. So, yeah, who doesn't like the beach, right? It's always fun at the beach. Um, yeah, so hopefully you had some fun. Um, yeah, summer's kind of headed out there. And we're going to have flu season coming soon. Election is on November 3rd, 2020. So vote for me, Heerak Kim, independent candidate for U.S. Congress in Virginia's 8th District. Um, yeah, what can I say? Schools are opening, and every school that is opening has COVID-19 proliferation. It's same everywhere in all 50 states, in every city. Yeah, that's happening now. And it is summer! It's summertime. COVID is spreading through the campus, so you can imagine how it's going to be during school year when the flu season comes. you know, oh my gosh, thank God Georgetown University closed its campus. 100% of online classes for undergraduates and graduate students, which means Georgetown students won't die, at least from being on the campus getting COVID. If you can get COVID, you can die from COVID. So you may not die from COVID, but you can. Um, yeah, so the fact that you could get COVID means you could die from COVID. Yeah, it's sad. Look at the girl on the screen. Very, very sad. But yeah, I mean, no one wants to die from COVID before Christmas 2020, especially if you're like 18 or 19. You have your whole life ahead of you, but there are, 18, 19-year-olds who die from COVID. So yeah, it's National Grief Awareness Day. Um, there are a lot of reasons to be grieving. Some people have lost their family members to death. A lot of people have died this summer. Um, Generally 1,000 or more every day. Um, and the fact that you can't go to college, some people are grieving for that. Looking forward to having a on-campus experience. I loved 3 years that I spent at the University of Pennsylvania as an undergraduate. Those are like the best years of my life. I graduated 1 year early, which I kind of regret. I just stayed 4 years. It was fun at Penn, undergraduate life. So I feel for you, those of you who graduate from high school, are freshmen at Georgetown, um, or any other university. You're not going to have a normal freshman year. Being on campus is just a reminder of what you're losing, So it's probably worse to be on campus during COVID-19 than at home. At least at home, you have good food from your mom, you know. Yeah, I mean, it's a safer place, Or you have friends at home nearby, so you can have much more fun. People on campus are like dodging and COVID-19, and they don't know what's going on. so yeah, Georgetown University students are very fortunate to be doing 100% online. That way they can plan their life, save money on dormitory costs, food. You can use that money somewhere else. Yeah. Some of you are going to save a lot of money because you're not coming to campus, you're staying at home. Put that money in the bank. Yeah, I mean, 2020, a lot of people are unemployed. People are losing their jobs left and right. People who've been working in the same job for 20 years are losing their jobs. People just graduate from colleges throughout America, they don't have a job. They're unemployed. It's going to be like that in 2021, class of 2021, 2022, 2023, probably for the foreseeable future. It's unfortunate, but it's true. What can you say? Yeah, it's COVID-19 America. That means there's just going to be a lot of suffering, a lot of death. We have like 1,000 per day right now in America, generally. Um, yeah, yeah, it's going to be bad. I mean, World Health Organization said it could be forever. Um, Dr. Fauci understands that it can be forever. So does Dr. Redfield, Dr. Hahn, Dr. Gupta, Dr. Gottlieb. Some of the famous experts in America who often give interviews, they all know this could be forever. And it's a 365 days a year virus that kills a lot of people. Yeah, this is new reality for the foreseeable future. Um, yeah, so it's sad. Um, yeah, I mean, those of you who became freshmen this year, you may have to go to college 4 years online. It's a reality you have to face. Um, yeah, it's life. Um, yeah, today it's Sunday, so I guess people are reporting really late. I'm sure far more than 279 people have died in the last 24 hours, but some states may not have reported it yet. People get lazy on Sundays, and we had a Republican National Convention last week, especially like Republican states are kind of lazy. This weekend, they're just kind of lazy about reporting, especially on Sunday. So yeah, I wouldn't believe that. I'm sure about 1,000 died today too. But yeah, I mean, a Sunday is like it's a day off. So you have people reporting it late, midnight or something. Yeah, but yeah, I'm sure 1,000, or more died today, like any other day. Around 1,000 died. It's not like they're going to have suddenly a drop of people dying. Yeah, it's probably because it's Sunday, so I wouldn't get too excited. Um, yeah, so our death rate is now at 183,005 deaths in America. I'm predicting that there will be 3 million or more deaths in the United States in the flu season. If you have 60,000 people die per state, and there are 50 states, you're going to have 3 million people die. I don't think that is too out of the ordinary for us to expect. New York State had over 30,000 die in a little over a month, April, right? March, April. Um, yeah, so the flu season hasn't even started yet, and people are dying like at the rate of 1,000 typically. Like today's figure, that's Sunday, and it's probably lagging. It's probably Russian later on. Um, yeah, so during the flu season, you could have like 10,000 die per day, 20, 30,000 die per day. That's possible because we have 50 states where COVID-19 is raging. And colleges are becoming vectors because not all colleges are smart, like Georgetown, and close down campus. So, and also I lobby hard to close Georgetown's campus down. I lobbied for 3 months, close Georgetown down because I have a lot of undergraduate friends. I have a lot of graduate student friends. I like my teachers, other professors I know on campus, staff members. I like all the staff members I know at Georgetown. I don't want them to die, so I work hard to close down Georgetown. I lobby for that. Glad that Georgetown did the right thing and closed the campus down. A lot of people are going to die in the flu season. Um, yeah, so yeah, as you know, I was vice president of graduate student government, GovGov, from May 2019 to May 2020. I did a lot of good stuff, helping to create Georgetown community. Um, and I brought in a lot of, smiles and friendliness to welcome Georgetown graduate students. I gave a campus tour in August 2019 to new first year graduate students. There were about like 30 of them, maybe 30 to 40. My tour was the best. all the graduate student government officers gave a tour. I'm, vice president of graduate student government. I feel bad for you, executive board members who started in May 2020, go to May 2021. You're not going to have the chance to give tours. That's like one of the most fun things that we did. You're not going to have a boat cruise. Oh, it's an annual tradition at Georgetown. We have boat cruise. We rent a whole big boat, cherry blossom boat. It's like over 500 people. And we, invite all the graduate students. Ticket is first come, first served basis. The ticket is very reasonably priced. For all you can eat, all you can drink, or you can party for like 4 hours on a boat. Going back and going the Potomac. It's nice, being outside, looking at the water, breathing in fresh air, and dancing inside. I went both years. My first year, all of 2018, had a lot of fun. Yari could dance. Yari is one of our, clinical nurse leader 2020 members, board members. There's 25 of us who graduated in August 24, 2020. And Lauren now, she could dance. you know, Lauren is also a member of CNL 2020 at Georgetown, my old cohort. Yeah, a lot of CNL 2020 board members came to the boat cruise, GradGov, boat cruise sponsored by Graduate Student Government in 2018. And in 2019 fall, I'm vice president, so I entertain people, collect the tickets and stuff like that, staff kind of thing, But I got some hours of dancing in. I danced away with Christy, share some photos with you from then. I had a lot of fun. So, oh, that was actually the holiday party, Christmas party. But yeah, Christy was there at the boat cruise in 2019 as well, and we had a lot of fun. Yeah, I share some photos of you from the boat cruise. Christy is Director of Alumni Relations at Graduate Student Government GradGov from May 2019 to May 2020. Now I'm alumnus of Georgetown. So yeah, it's, time flies, isn't it? When you're having fun. So yeah, I've done a lot of good stuff for 9,000 graduate students at Georgetown. So I'm sure Georgetown University is eternally grateful to me for all that I've done for Georgetown University community building and for new graduate students. Yeah, graduate students love me at Georgetown. Um, you know, um, yeah, so we had a lot of fun, 2019 to 2020 academic year. And now, 25 of us clinical nurse leaders, we are out of here. So I want to do a cheer for our class of 2020, CNL 2020, Georgetown University, CNL, clinical nurse leaders from Georgetown. Yay, we've graduated, yay. Yeah, so we are very excited. Yeah, I mean, we're excited, we are, trained as clinical nurse leaders. So with our master's degree in clinical nurse leader from Georgetown University, we are officially like masters or experts in clinical nurse leader, I took my national certification exam and passed it on the first day of the open window in summer. And so I'm waiting for my certificate to come. So the certifying body, legally, I'm recognized as certified nurse leader. So, I'm excited to be certified as a healthcare expert. And clinical nurse leaders are the leaders in hospital units who coordinate doctors, nurses, occupational therapists, physical therapists, social workers, chaplains, phlebotomists, all kinds of people. That's the role that we take. We're the leaders in a hospital unit. The middle management, kind of like when you get an MBA, you become like a middle manager. So clinical nurse leader, master's degree, is like an MBA, Master of Business Administration, but for nurses. So yeah, I'm proud of that. I my GPA is 3.528, final cumulative GPA, certified on graduation. Yeah, so I'm very excited. Yeah, Moose is very happy for me. Look how happy Moose is. Yeah. Um, yeah, as you know, a lot of universities are going online, smart universities like Georgetown. Colleges that open campus, they're realizing there's a lot of COVID-19, so they're going like 100% online. Some colleges are sending their students back home. Um, yeah, I knew this would be happening. I encourage all the colleges to go 100% online and close the campus down. And I've been encouraging everybody in this show, COVID-19 update by Heerak for months. That's a smart way to survive COVID. Unfortunately, some colleges don't listen. So they're going to be seeing a lot of death in the flu season, unfortunately. You know, most of the professors have pre-mortal conditions, Uh, academics are not the most physically fit people. They probably, most of them have some kind of a pre-existing condition. You know what I'm saying? How many professors have you seen in college who look physically fit? I mean, Professor Elizabeth Schmoss in the nursing school, she's physically fit. But, not too many professors are like Professor Elizabeth Schmoss, So, yeah, I mean, so if you get COVID with pre-existing conditions, that's like certain death. Yeah. In, in flu season, it was close to certain death. You know, yeah, a lot of class of 2020 are unemployed. As I said, class of 2021 will be unemployed. Class of 2022 will be unemployed. Class of 2023 will be unemployed. This COVID-19 is here to stay. It's here, permanently. Um, everybody's fighting to find a vaccine, but chances of vaccine being created is very low because there's over 40 strains of COVID. If you remember in April, not too many young people got COVID. So the COVID that's proliferating among young people now is a different strand from the COVID that was proliferating in April. And there are different strains even among young people who get COVID. So how are you going to develop a vaccine for all these different strains, right? Which strain are you focusing on? Generally, when you develop a vaccine, you try to tackle several strains at once. Like pneumococcal vaccine, it tackles like 13 strains or something like that. But, there are strains that if you may not tackle, if they keep mutating, you can still get it, Yeah, so even if there is a successful vaccine, that's a big if. I don't believe there will be because COVID-19 is so complicated. But even if they develop a successful vaccine, by the time they hit it on the market, there will be a lot of different strains that will not be covered by the vaccine. So you still have to wear a mask, social distance. People will get COVID left and right because it's a strain that's not covered by the vaccine. I got a flu vaccine, and I got flu like in March. And Billy, my core member from Texas. There are three guys. There's Billy from Texas, Grant from North Carolina, Heerak, me, Heerak was in Kim from South Korea, an immigrant. And Billy was in my 100% virtual summer clinical, and he was telling me that it was probably a different strain. Like probably the flu vaccine I got was for flu B, and I had influenza A. So his argument is my flu vaccine only covered flu B strains, not flu A strains. He said, I don't know too much about flu vaccines, but Billy from Texas was saying most flu vaccines only cover one strain, A or B. Yeah, I mean, Billy went to U.S. Naval Academy, and he graduated and he served as an officer in the U.S. Navy for 19 years or 20 years. And he's like a Navy reservist now. And he graduated with me in Clinical Nurse Leader 2020. Yeah, I mean, he actually took 1 year off to go to Somalia and serve as a naval officer in an operation there for 1 year. I don't think it's top secret. He told us about it, and, but it's supposed to be like in an area there where there's a lot of terrorists. So, I'm sure his life was in danger, but he survived. He didn't lose a limb. Some people do lose limbs. Yeah. So Somalia is not a safe place. But yeah, so when the Navy called him, he went. So he did 1 year at Georgetown. He was actually in the cohort 2019. Um, Megan LeSavage Megan LeSavage was the president of Graduate Nursing Students Association, and she was in the cohort 2019. I showed you photos of her. She's really nice. She's working as a NICU nurse at Children's National Hospital, Neo Intensive Care Unit. We'll have a lot of COVID-19 babies going there, I'm sure, in the flu season and dying there, unfortunately. But yeah, but she's a really nice person. And I met her twin sister. She graduated from University of Pennsylvania School of Law with a JD, and she's got a master's degree from Heerak. She's brilliant. She's really pretty too. Both Megan and her older sister, or younger sister, well, they're twins. I'm not sure who's older. Sorry. They're both beautiful, but they're not identical twins. They look different. So I guess they're fraternal twins. Um, so yeah, but both of them are like brilliant, So Megan Savage got her master's in political leader in 2019. Her twin sister got JD from University of Pennsylvania with a master's degree in I think public policy. Yeah, from I guess the graduate school of University of Pennsylvania or School of Public Policy. So yeah, and so yeah, Mandy LeSavage, she's working for a law firm in New York. Yeah, she's really beautiful and really kind-hearted. Yeah, she's really a nice person. Um, yeah, and so yeah, it's so that shows like vaccine. Even if you have a working vaccine, you can't always tackle all those things. You see what I'm saying? And that's what Billy was saying. Like most flu vaccines tackle like either influenza A or B. I mean, I haven't been able to verify it. I just take his word for it. I'm not an expert on vaccines per se. Um, but it makes sense because you cannot make a vaccine for 100% of the strains, especially if it's mutating. So this COVID-19 is here to stay for the foreseeable future. It could be forever. So you just have to adapt to the new reality. It's kind of like, we used to have horses, now we have cars. So when Ford created cars, horses transitioned into cars, reality changes. So COVID-19 America is like that. Now we're in COVID-19 America. This is the new reality. You know, yeah, you have the Zoom classes, and so that's the new reality. You're gonna have to wear masks, and it kind of reminds me like when people wear masks, it's kind of like Arabic people, Muslims, when they wear masks like in Saudi Arabia. It's like similar. You gotta have pretty eyes, right? I mean, you can't see everything, you get to see with eyes. So eyes are the most important feature in your face, Um, yeah, Iran is number one in the Middle East for COVID-19 cases. They have 373,570 cases. That's at 6% rate. Number of deaths is at 21,462. Um, Saudi Arabia, cases are rising, unfortunately, for Saudi Arabia. 314,821 cases. Death rate is 1%, so still very low. 3,870 deaths in Saudi Arabia. And you're listening to Arabic music in the background? It's nice, right? Yeah, I like Arabic music. Um, Iraq is number three, 231,177 cases, and death rate is at 3%. Number of deaths is at 6,959. Qatar is number 4 in Middle East for COVID-19 cases. 118,575 cases. So that's like, under what we have in Virginia or in Maryland. Um, their death rate is much lower, however, 197. So 0.2% are dying in Qatar. Israel is number 5. Um, Israel is not Arabic, although there are Palestinians and Arabs living there. Israel is officially a Jewish state, Jewish nation. Um, and the Palestinians, most of them are not citizens of Israel. They live in the West Bank or Gaza Strip, so they're kind of on their own, and they're trying to start their own country. United Nations recognizes Palestine as a separate country, but I guess more and more countries are accepting that. And United Arab Emirates made like an agreement with Israel. So Israel now recognizes Palestine and their autonomy. Um, so even Israel accepts it, and I guess America accepts it as well, obviously. Yeah, so that's been the newest development under President Trump. This, truce or agreement between United Arab Emirates and Israel that forces Israel to accept Palestine as a country, as a separate political entity. You know, so it's a big shift in Middle East reality in Israel, Israel's political perspective. Um, Israel has 114,020 cases. The death rate is at 0.8%. It's lower than Saudi Arabia's death rate, and 919 people have died so far. So typically, we have around 1,000 die per day in August. So it's like one day worth of death in America. In Israel, that's like since November till now. Um, yeah, one of the things that people are not talking about, and I don't believe the liberal media, as you know, I'm independent candidate for U.S. Congress of Virginia 8th District, Heerak, Michigan. There are a lot of things that I don't believe that the liberal media is saying. And liberal media makes it sound like it's safe to open college campuses. They don't never talk about the different strains of COVID-19. There are over 40 strains. There may be much more than that because there were like 35 strains in March. So we may even have like 100 strains now. But liberal media never talks about the different strains. And some of these strains may actually be airborne. There are several scientists who are arguing that COVID-19 is airborne. And they may be confusing certain things. Like there may be some strains that are airborne. There are certain strains that are not airborne. That is a possibility. And when things are airborne, you have to have an N95 mask right there. You see that mask, N95? That protects you, but it has to fit snugly, tightly on your face. Kind of like the woman on the bra. The bra has to fit tightly against your breast, right? It can't be loosey-goosey because your breasts are going to dance around in your bra if it's not tight-fitting. So size of the bra is very important for a woman who's trying to wear a bra to kind of manage, her figure and, movement of her breasts. So this same way with N95 mask, it has to be tight-fitting. You have to know what your size is. Because if it's loosey-goosey on your mouth, it's almost useless because in airborne situation, COVID-19 can infect you if it is airborne. That's why you have to get it tightly fit. And fitting process takes like 30 minutes. It's not an easy process. I did it at Georgetown University School of Nursing and Health Studies, along with all of my cohort members. We started out with 34, and now we are down to 25. 25 of us graduated. Yeah. Nice. Arabic. You know this is distinctive Arabic, right? Not many people dying in Arabic countries. They could probably get like a lot of belly dancing, where a lot of people gather. 'Cause there's really no COVID anywhere. Nobody's dying. Nobody's getting it. They could have like belly dancing parties everywhere. Did I tell you we belly dance? Yeah, when we were in Jordan with Raoul Wallenberg scholars, so there are 10 of us who competed nationally and got selected for Raoul Wallenberg Scholarship to be a Raoul Wallenberg Scholar at Hebrew University of Jerusalem. The program name is Raoul Wallenberg Scholar for Human Rights and Democracy. Um, yeah, so I got selected. I represented UCLA. Hillary Coyne represented Harvard. She's now Hillary Coyne Zill. Married her college sweetheart. She was like 3 years into a relationship when she came to Israel. And she went to Georgetown Law School. So she's a Hoya. Hey, Hillary. I'm sure she's watching this show. Everybody watching this show. And she's a professor, adjunct professor at Georgetown University School of Law. And Corey Bell was also one of us. Corey Bell is director of Russian Studies at George Washington University. He represented Stanford University. He went to MIT for PhD in Russian Studies. Hey, Corey. John Bartlett was a member. He represented Brown University. He was editor of the Brown Daily Herald. And then he went to Harvard Law School. Oh, hey, John. Yeah, John married my friend Kiari Joshi. I went to their wedding in Atlanta. They have a nice son, smart kid. Together, they go to an Episcopalian church together in Passaic County. I worshiped with them. It was good experience. Yeah, Kiari was there, and John and their son. Family that worships together stays together, right? So, yeah. Um, and Gatti is a professor in Teaneck, New Jersey. She did her PhD in comparative religions at Boston University, which is a United Methodist university. She did her bachelor's at Emory, which is also a United Methodist university. Emory University is in Atlanta, Georgia. Um, yeah, but John Bartlett went to Harvard Law, and he's a freeholder in Passaic County. He ran for U.S. Congress for Passaic County as a Democrat in the primaries in 2018. He wants to be president someday. And Jared Genser wants to be the first Jewish president, he said. It's funny. He went to Cornell and the Cornell Law School. He represented Cornell. He's from Maryland. And Nami Ando's from Japan. She represented Swarthmore. And Heather is from Georgia. She represented Dartmouth College. Her father's like a big shot judge in Georgia. Walid Shamoun, he's from Lebanon. His uncle was the president of Lebanon or prime minister of Lebanon. So he comes from a very powerful political family in Lebanon. He represented Northeastern University. I hooked him up with my friend, Sigar Tabach. Sigar is from Syria. She's Jewish. She made Aliyah. She worked for Israeli secret intelligence translating Arabic communications from Syria, like real time for the Israeli Defense Forces and for Mossad. And it's funny that she dated Walid Shamoun, Yeah. um, yeah, so, it's a lot of us, and we had a great time. So we went to Jordan on on one of our trips, and it was like, I guess it was Corey Welch's birthday, or Adina Schultz's birthday. Oh, Adina Schultz, she represented Barnard College in Columbia University, and she went to NYU for a PhD in in Jewish studies. Maybe she actually studied with the director of Jewish studies at Georgetown. The director of Jewish studies did his PhD at NYU, director of Jewish studies at Georgetown. Dina Houston did her PhD at NYU. They might have been there at the same time. I know the professors there, Eliad Wolfson, he does medieval Judaism. Um, Lawrence Shipman is like my frenemy. One of my books attacks his 30 years of research and just deconstructed and destroyed it. He probably hates me. Yeah, but he's one of the greatest experts in Jewish history. His specialty is Dead Sea Scrolls. And, I got trained in Dead Sea Scrolls from the best in the country. You know, I mean, Lawrence Shipman, to be honest with you, is one of the best in America. But I lived 3 years in Israel. I got trained by the best Israeli experts on Dead Sea Scrolls. Oh, yeah. Editor of Dead Sea Scrolls series where they transcribed and translated Dead Sea Scrolls into English. It's a series sponsored by Harvard University Press. Emmanuel Toad, he's a Holocaust survivor from Holland. Um, I learned Dead Sea Scrolls from him at Hebrew University, and the doctoral seminar was in Hebrew. Not fluent in Hebrew. Yeah, so take that, Lawrence. Lawrence Shipman. I respect you, Lawrence. I mean, you've written a lot of good books. I just don't agree with your, with the theme. You can read my book. Then you see where I attack his theory and deconstruct it. I use scholarship from Wissenschaft des Judentums, 1800s German school of research in Germany. The Reformed Jews mostly, but some of them are Orthodox. So I use Jewish scholarship from centuries, several hundred years. Spent several hundred years to deconstruct Lawrence Shipman's theory. And I believe I beat him. you know, I get invited everywhere to share my research. Uh, but Lawrence Shipman is a powerhouse. Everybody knows him in New York and America. He is considered like top one, two, or three experts on Dead Sea schools in America. Hey, I'm one of the best too. So hey, I'm not gonna apologize for destroying his life's research and work. That's what we do in academia. We research and we share our research, and if we disagree with somebody, we try to destroy their life's work. If we agree with them, we try to build them up. I think Lawrence Shipman is absolutely wrong with some of his ideas that I packed it in my book. That's what we do in academia. Um, yeah. So So another problem with airborne precautions, if COVID-19 is airborne and not droplet. Droplet means when you speak to people, as long as you're 6 feet away, COVID-19 droplets will drop to the ground. But if it's airborne, COVID-19 will float in the room. So another problem with it being floating is most of the mask won't work if it's airborne. So nobody knows which strains are airborne, which strains are droplets. Or if under certain conditions they become airborne, like during winter, nobody knows. Because your healthcare experts are not sure what this thing is, COVID-19 we're talking about. But if it's airborne precautions, you're supposed to close the door to keep the COVID-19 in the room, like in a hospital setting. And you're supposed to have negative pressurized room, meaning you're supposed to have rooms where things are sucked out of the room to give you a chance to survive COVID. Yeah, they do that with chickenpox, varicella virus. They do that with tuberculosis. Some experts are saying COVID-19 should have this kind of precaution as well. In the hospital setting, all the nurses wear N95 when they're treating COVID-19 patients. It's like semi-airborne precautions. They may have to fit every room to be negative pressure rooms. Um, yeah, I'm predicting that at least 10,000 nurses will die from COVID-19 before Christmas. I think that can happen as COVID-19 deaths spread, and if there are strains of airborne COVID-19, not all hospital rooms are negative pressurized. In which case you could still get COVID with, N95 mask, but and the mask move around when you're working. So a lot of nurses got COVID, some died. This second time around, more nurses will die. We have a full flu season from beginning to end, whereas in March and April it was like 1 month of flu season. So yeah, I think 10,000 nurses will die before Christmas. It's definitely possible. I'm predicting that 5 out of 25 of us in CNL cohort 2020 will die. I think that's definitely possible, unfortunately. So I want to do a cheer for my core members again. CNL, CNL, 2020, CNL, 2020, Georgetown University, yay! Harry the Owl shows his respect for every single one of the cohort 2020 members, knowing that 5 will probably die, 5 to 10. Yeah, it's kind of sad. But this is global pandemic, people are going to die. And nurses are at the forefront of COVID-19. So, it's not surprising for a lot of nurses to die. Some colleges are open, as you can see in the photo there, and people are wearing their masks. Um, yeah, but if it's airborne, if COVID-19 is airborne, when you go to classroom or when you're in dormitory, you get it. Meningitis spreads like wildfire in dormitories. COVID-19 will probably spread like wildfire, maybe more than meningitis during the flu season, which is kind of sad because a lot of people are going to die. Yeah, a lot of college students will die. Yeah, it is a global pandemic. The purpose of this virus is to infect and kill. So COVID-19 is going to do what it exists to do, right? Obviously, one of the saddest things about college campuses closing, all these beautiful women who can be at college campuses, like those 3 beautiful women, you know, any one of them would be perfect, like, as my wife, you know. Yeah, but I'm not married. I've never been married. I want to marry a good Christian woman. The most important thing is their Christian faith, obviously. But after that, it's their beauty and their body. Because it's COVID-19 America, college degree is useless. You're not going to get a job because you have a college degree. Um, Probably 80% of the people with college degrees will be unemployed for the next, 4 years. At least in the area that they got their degree for, they're not going to have a job. Yeah, so that's you have to adapt, to survive, right? I mean, this is not 2019 America. This is 2020 COVID-19 America. So if you don't adapt, you're not going to survive. You can't assume that we're going to go back to 2019 or 2018. You know, most healthcare experts think that this is permanent. COVID-19 condition is permanent, and I agree. I think for the foreseeable future, this is what it's going to be. I think the first year students who came in this year, they're going to be basically remote learning for 4 years, and then most of them will not have a job after 4 years. Because COVID-19 will most likely be there even after 4 years. So this is a 365 days a year virus. It's not a flu seasonal virus. Seasonal viruses can come and go away, but this is not one of them. The 365 days a year is permanent. Um, yeah. So it's kind of like HIV virus or hepatitis C virus, herpes virus, these permanent viruses, tuberculosis, um, kind of like that, at least in terms of, it being permanent. So, yeah, make sure you keep your figure because, you know, beauty is important, especially for women. Men are shallow, what can we say? We like women with nice bodies and nice faces. Doesn't matter if you're a great Christian, pastor, elder, deacon, Bible study leader. They have an image of what they want. and they understand that beauty is beauty. Like all these three women will be considered beautiful by atheist men, Christian men, born again men, pastors, elders, deacons. Everybody considers them beautiful. It's a universal thing. Yeah, beauty is important. And obviously, a smart woman marries between 18 to 24 because, it's all downhill from 26. Right? For a girl, girls are born with all their eggs and they age with you. After 26, it's all downhill. After 30, you may not be able to have children. A lot of women who are over 30 who struggle to get pregnant, you're too old. If you pass 26, officially you're like a spinster. Yeah, technically you're supposed to marry like between 18 and 22, 23, you know? Because, you become a spinster because your eggs are all really old. It's really like raisins. That's why a lot of women over 30 have problems getting pregnant. So a smart woman will get married between 18 to 22, 23, But not all the women are smart. And not all the women can be happy in life. You have to find your own happiness. Um, and most women say the greatest source of happiness is having their children. Being married gives them a lot of joy. The children give them a lot of joy. It's up to you to lose that joy, right? You get married with the guy you love at 18 to 22. It's probably a more pure form of love than after several boyfriends, serious boyfriends. First serious boyfriend is probably the one you should marry, because it's all downhill from first love, first real love. Yeah. Um, smart people find happiness for themselves. Um, Men are not as constrained by biological limitations because men produce sperm. It regenerates on a daily basis. Um, Spermagenesis. It's not like women. Women are born with their eggs, and their eggs age, become problematic as women get older. You know, it's biological. You cannot change science. It's science. Yeah. But anyway, if you have a body like that, you should definitely get married from 18 to 22 because you could choose who you want to marry. 99% of the guys you want to marry probably would want to marry you. But not after 26 because you're going to start getting fat. You're going to have cottage cheese on your leg, like cellulitis or, the, the dimply thing on your thigh and it's not smooth anymore. Everything starts drooping. That's starts at 26. Yeah, so you have limited time, obviously, because your biological clock is ticking. Um, yeah, I'm trying to give you facts so that you can be happy. You need to know what's happening to your body, what's happening in terms of your opportunities for happiness and romance development, in terms of family life, and you don't want to miss your chance. Feminazis want to have you studying forever, like without getting married. By the time you want to have children, you may not be able to conceive. You may not be able to get pregnant. Yeah. Feminazis destroy your happiness, destroy your future. But I want to make you happy. Can I get a 5 or 9 making you happy? Heerak Christian and independent candidate for U.S. Congress with just 8% want to give you happiness. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you the truth. So you know what you can expect in the future, right? You should have full disclosure of what's out there before you throw your happiness away, right? Yeah, true. Well, I'm glad that you tuned in today. I will bring you more information on COVID-19 tomorrow. It's a daily show, so tune in every day. I created this show. I'm Heerak Christian Kim, independent candidate for U.S. Congress in Virginia's 8th District. I created this show to save you and save your children from COVID-19. So you should definitely check in every day. You know, knowledge is power, right? Can I get a 5 on knowledge? Knowledge is power. Yeah. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.